Today I am reviewing this Arylic A50 wireless multi-room full digital hi-fi amplifier. This product must be smaller than I thought since it came in a fairly small box. Packaging is acceptable, however on opening the box there was some damage to the inside cardboard support. The components luckily was not damaged in any way. This amplifier is really tiny, and as said before, I was expecting something a little bit bigger. The quality looks good, and a plastic front and aluminium cover and back panel, all very sturdy and aesthetically pleasing. Also in the box you will find a power cord, a stereo RCA to RCA, and a stereo 3.5mm headphone jack to RCA cables of reasonable quality. There is also a good-looking remote control included. However, it does not come with batteries, so those you have to supply yourself. It takes two AAA batteries. These are the antennas for the Wi-Fi and Bluetooth connectivity, a connector to wire up the speaker cables, a relatively beefy power supply of 24 volt and at 4 amps, and on shaking it I did notice that there was something loose inside. There's also a small screwdriver to connect the speaker cables to the connector, and finally a user manual that give information on the inputs and outputs, the functions of the remote control, and downloading the app that controls this device. Fixing the antennas to the back is very simple. Just screw them on. You can then pull the plastic from the front and also from the feet at the bottom, and we are ready to connect this up to some speakers. One thing I'm not a big fan of is this connector for the speaker wires. Obviously, because of this amplifier's small size, proper binding post was not an option on this design, and even though this connector provides a very secure connection, it is not very user-friendly. Other inputs is a direct line input from a source such as a CD player, a LAN port, USB port to play music files, and the DC power port. There's only one output in the form of a stereo line RCA output to connect to an external amplifier, for example, which essentially turns this unit into a preamplifier. You can download an app called Muso Player from the Apple App Store or from the Google Play Store. I'll be using my iPhone, so we'll go through the Apple App Store. Follow the instructions in the manual, which is pretty straightforward, and once connected we can start playing some music. But before I actually do that, let's look at some of the specifications and features of this amplifier. This amplifier provides 80 watt stereo into 4 ohms or 50 watt stereo into 8 ohms. It can handle speaker impedances of between 4 and 16 ohms, and the sample rate is 24 bit by 192 kilohertz. Wireless connectivity is through wireless LAN or Wi-Fi or Ethernet cable. It also has Bluetooth 4.2. You can, through the Muso app, you can stream all kinds of music sources from Spotify, iHeartRadio, Tidal, TuneIn, Napster, etc. There are quite a few others. There are also some that's not there, for example, like Google Music, etc. You can also stream music directly from your phone or tablet that you've connected this to. If you have an iTunes account, you can also stream it from there. You can attach network attached storage or play from your home network, like for example a Plex server. Other interfaces includes USB, you have a RCA line in, you have a line out, and then of course the DC input is 24 volt at 6 amps, however power supply is only 4. The package includes the main unit, the power supply, and a few other things that I've already mentioned right in the beginning. Now, while I'm connecting to the Muso app here in the background, I'll just tell you a little bit more about the usability and the sound quality of this amp. Now, when it comes to the sound quality, this amplifier performs really well, but it's not high-end audiophile quality. It's good, and for the intended purpose, more than adequate for how you will be using this. The main function of this amplifier is to build a multi-room audio system for listening to music across your house in different rooms. So you can connect a few of these up together on a network and have one in each one of your rooms connected to some speakers. The quality of the Wi-Fi and Bluetooth connections are good. I have experienced one or two dropouts over Wi-Fi, but it's only happened once or twice, and it really isn't a problem. Once you've connected to the Muso app and your Wi-Fi network, you can go ahead and name your device. I have mine in the living room, so I'm naming it living room. Here you can see some of the streaming services available. I'm just going to show you how I'm connecting to my Plex media server, and then just accessing the music, and then I'll play you a quick track. And there we go, the track is playing. You can set the volume with the volume bar on the app, or you can also use a remote control and some of its other functions, and we'll talk more about that now. The remote control of this unit does have its limits, and you are better off just using the app. For example, the amplifier has no on-screen display, so any command from the remote control is really a hit and miss. The bass and treble controls, in my opinion, are pointless. There is no indication where you are in its range, and thus no way of knowing how much bass or treble you are applying. It also comes with a few equalizer settings, but they are really not worth it, and after a firmware update was not working at all. I would recommend chucking the remote in a drawer and forgetting about it. However, you will need it to control master volume, and you will need it if you are changing from Wi-Fi to Bluetooth, USB, or auxiliary inputs, for example. You can also do some of that from the app. Other than that, and I will assume that most people will be using this with Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, just use the app and control the unit as far as possible. In the Muso app, you are limited to what it allows you to play. If you have your music stored on a central server, DNLA provides you to stream music via this device. You can also stream music from your phone or laptop, either directly or via a service such as Spotify or Tidal. However, I don't use either of those, nor any other streaming service that the app provides. But if you're on an iPhone, you can easily connect it to this device and AirPlay anything to it, which in my opinion is much better, since the Muso app leaves a lot to be desired. This, however, will limit you to streaming to multiple rooms at the same time, and it seems that you can only do that from the Muso app. In conclusion, at about $170 at the time of this video, this is perhaps a bit steep in price, but you get a good quality amplifier with high quality wireless streaming quality. It is only the Muso app that lets it down, and this is perhaps the downfall of this promising little amp. I just find it too fiddly. It's not a seamless solution where it just works. You have to fiddle around with it to make it work for you, and that just leaves me with a feeling that the technology is not working to my advantage. If it provided a wider selection of streaming services and perhaps a screen on the amplifier to display the input, volume, and tone control levels, then this would score much higher. So, should you buy it, consider it, or avoid it? Well, I think if you are in the market for a multi-room solution, you should at least consider it. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please remember to subscribe to my channel and consider supporting my channel further via Patreon. I will leave a link for you in the description. Until next time, adios.